Welcome to the last module in this course, Module 10, Establishing an Investment Bank and Industry Strengths. I'm looking at compliance, I'm looking at investment banking, global regulations. Today, we'll be looking at how do you establish an investment bank. Establishing an investment bank is a complex and capital intensive process that requires deep understanding of financial systems, regulatory frameworks, operational infrastructure, and market dynamics. It requires adapting to evolving industry trends such as fintech, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology. By way of module objectives, at the end of this module, students should be able to explain the process of establishing an investment bank in Nigeria, understand the key regulatory requirements for financial institutions, analyze the importance of feasibility studies and market analysis, identify capital and operational requirements for investment banking, understand the role of compliance systems and institutional partnerships, evaluate risk management and global corporate structures, evaluate recent development in the investment banking industry, understand the impact of fintech, AI, and blockchain on financial services, assess the future direction of global investment banking. By way of introduction, investment banking differs from commercial banking by focusing on capital raising, advisory services, underwriting, and complex financial restructuring. This makes its establishment more demanding and highly regulated. In Nigeria, establishing an investment bank involves navigating evolving regulatory systems, growing capital markets, and macroeconomic challenges such as currency volatility and liquidity constraints. This process requires strategic planning, licensing, capital structuring, operational setup, and compliance with regulatory bodies such as CBN and the SEC. At the same time, industry trends such as fintech, AI, and blockchain are transforming how investment banks operate, requiring adaptability and innovation. Now, under the Nigeria financial environment, Nigeria has a growing financial system supported by institutions such as CBN and SEC. However, it faces challenges such as macroeconomic instability, currency fluctuations, and evolving regulations. Now, let's look at the strategic positioning when you want to establish an investment bank. Investment banks must define their focus areas such as corporate finance, capital markets, or asset management. Strategic positioning defines your competitiveness and target client. Now, next thing you should look at when establishing an investment bank is the target market. Your potential clients include corporations, government, and institutional investors. Clear targeting improves service delivery and market relevance. The next thing you look at is the regulatory framework. Establishment requires compliance with CBN and SEC regulations, including licensing, governance, and operational standards. For capital requirements, investment bank must meet minimum capital thresholds, maintain liquidity reserves, and ensure ongoing capital adequacies to sustain operations. Under operational infrastructure includes financial systems, compliance frameworks, internal controls, and skilled personnel required for efficient operations. For institutional partnerships, you should look at institutional partnerships with banks, investors, and international institutions improve market access, capital flow, and these opportunities. Some of the challenges here include high capital requirements, strict regulation, competition, and operational complexity. Let's look at the importance of strategic planning when establishing an investment bank. Proper planning ensures effective resource allocation, risk management, and long term competitiveness. For feasibility study, this is the first step is carried out when you want to establish an investment bank, is to assess the market viability by analyzing the demand, the competition in the environment, and the economic conditions. Identify opportunities and risk. Next, define your business model development. This includes defines your services, your revenue sources, your competitive positioning, and ensure you have a clear strategic direction. Then you carry out the company registration. This is the legal incorporation that establishes your ownership, your governance, and your organizational structure for operation. Next, you carry out your licensing process. This is where regulatory agencies will give approval, some pending when you submitting detailed documentation on your capital structure, your governance, and operations. It ensures only capable institutions operate. Next thing after licensing is your capital raising. How do you intend to raise capital? Is it source for founders, from investors, for partners, to meet the regulatory requirement and also to support your operations? For infrastructure development, it includes buying systems, hiring staff, and establish operational processes for transactions and compliance. Some of the compliance system include implement KYC and AML. I explained that in the last module. Audit systems and reporting frameworks ensure adherence to these regulations. You can also carry out partnership development, that is collaboration with other financial institutions. Then you carry out operational testing. This is where systems and processes are tested to ensure readiness before you launch. Then you carry out your launch and your market entry into the investment banking sector. The institution begins operations, focusing on how to get clients, how to do service delivery, and how to build reputation. Next, you understand the risk in investment banking. Investment banks face market, credit, operational, liquidity, and legal risk due to financial activities. The risk management framework. This includes how to identify your risk, how to measure it, how to monitor it, and control to manage exposure. Now, let's look at some of the units that manage risk. Independent units monitor risk, set limits, and report to management, ensuring objectivity. What is corporate governance? The corporate governance is a critical factor to look at. Governance ensures accountability, transparency, and ethical management through structured decision making systems. Now, next is setting up a board of directors because they provide strategic oversight, monitors management, and ensures regulatory compliance. Then you set up your internal controls in your company. Set up mechanisms such as audits, reporting systems, and segregation of duties to help prevent future errors and fraud. Then you carry out compliance and ethics to maintain ethical standards and to adhere to regulations to maintain trust and credibility. Then risk culture. A strong risk culture promotes accountability and proactive risk management across the organization. Let's look at some of the challenges in governance. When it comes to leading your organization, you have a problem balancing risk and profitability, maintaining independence, and managing complexities. Industry transformation. Investment banking is evolving due to technology, regulation, and changing client expectations. Fintech impact. Fintech introduces faster, cheaper, and digital financial services, challenging traditional banking models. Next, artificial intelligence. You have to leverage artificial intelligence when establishing an investment bank. This is because it enhances your data analytics, financial modeling, your risk assessment, and decision making efficiency. You can also leverage on blockchain technology. Blockchain enables secure, transparent transaction, reduces intermediaries like banks or brokers, and also improves efficiency in capital markets. Then you can carry out regulatory reforms. New regulations strengthen capital adequacies, transparency, and compliance requirements globally. Then we have digital transformation. Investment bank adopt digital platforms to improve client experience, efficiency, and competitiveness. Now you You can also decide to integrate tech and expertise. Technology support but does not replace human judgment. Require integration of tools with professional expertise. What is the challenge of this transformation? The challenge here is that there will be cybersecurity problems, regulatory uncertainty, and high implementation costs. Let's look at the future outlook. Future trends includes decreased digitalization, data-driven decision making, and stronger regulatory oversight. By way of conclusion, this module has provided a comprehensive analysis of the process of establishing an investment bank with particular focus on the Nigeria financial environment, as well as an exploration of emerging trends shaping global investment in the banking industry. It has demonstrated that building an investment bank is highly structured and capital intensive that requires careful planning, regulatory compliance, and strong operational systems. At the end of this module, there's two parts assessment. We have 15. The first part is 15 quizzes or 15 quiz questions and an investment bank setup report to be written by you to give a deeper understanding of the course. That will be all for the course investment banking. Thank you.